kids. It's time for Trailer Talk, the only show where 6 self-proclaimed experts react and nerd out on trailers from their unique POVs. Editing, sound design, production, marketing, and acting. This week, we enter the ancient tournament of Mortal Kombat. And there better be fatalities. The gross kind. Hey everybody, welcome once again to Trailer Talk, exclusively here on the Retro Replay channel. I'm your host, Brian Johnson from AC/DC. Today, something that's a pretty good tie-in for a channel that does a lot of gaming as well. Mortal Kombat. Yes. Very, very exciting. A lot of people don't know Josephine J. Drusif, who's here with us, along with Steph, Pagan, PJ, and Paul. He used to be a UFC fighter in Kentucky and wrestled bears.
A pig fighter. He was a pig fighter.
A pig fighter,
he would,
yes.
And tiny bears, not
a KFC
big bears.
Fighter.
They were small bears.
A KFC fighter.
Wow.
KFC fighter.
Well done.
That was good.
Point for Pagan. Pagan.
And you're fired.
Wow.
Well, it's been swell, Drew.
Yeah.
Pagan, you're rehired.
Thank you, Nolan. I really appreciate you giving me a
KFC
second
fighter. So look at this. Look at Drew is just going to town. He's just double fisting all the mashed potatoes and gravy that he can. And and look at that, a left uppercut to the extra crispy thigh that nobody really wanted. He's just devouring this thing. And you know what? He's probably going to get that microwave brownie and crush it too.
3-time state
Undefeated
champion.
KFC champion.
I mean, listen, if we don't pitch that to KFC tomorrow...
That's a t-shirt. That's got to be a t-shirt. KFC champion.
Oh my God, that's genius.
That's great. Pagan
the
for the win.
chicken.
Okay, with that, let's see Mortal Kombat, Drew.
Yeah. I can't... All I'm going to be thinking about now while we watch this is
KFC
fighter. All right, here we go, Mortal Kombat. Let's do this.
Appropriate audiences. Nobody here fits that bill.
First learned about this 7 years ago. On a mission in Brazil to capture a wanted fugitive.
Looks cold. Is that Austin?
When we got there,
That's sick.
Oh
That's
my
cool.
God.
seconds.
By the way,
I'm in already.
see that?
Watch this.
That's
though.
my boy.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's good and bloody.
It had the same
I'm
marking
done.
you do.
That's all I needed to see. I'm missing the birthmark.
What do you mean?
I'm in.
He was
Yeah.
going with it.
It's the
It's not a
Yeah.
birthmark,
worst
Cole.
line ever.
Means you've been chosen.
Throughout history, different cultures all over the world reference a great tournament of champions. That dragon marking? I think it's an invitation to fight for something known.
I do too.
Oh, wow.
That might hurt. Just a little.
Yes.
as Mortal Kombat.
Awesome.
April 16th.
These are your champions.
Just slow the
I'm so
trailer down.
young. That's Kano.
Laser eye.
Name's Jax.
Kung Lao. All right. The fate of Earth is in our hands.
I can't even speak. I'm trying to...
No matter how many of my people you put in the ground, we will not fail.
Oh my God.
Oh, is that smoke?
Oh wow.
This is cool.
That's so
This is awesome.
Oh.
Look at that.
What the
Turn the
fuck
guy's
happened?
blood into no blood into a knife.
What? I've had that. I've seen that happen.
Yes.
In Texas. You saw that in Texas.
No, like I've actually been outside where I pee and your urine turns solid.
Wait a second.
Oh, that was really
Was
good.
that? Yeah.
You fucking beauty.
Oh.
So good.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Wow. Who wants to start? Who wants to start? I need to get my adrenaline down. My adrenaline's too high.
No intentions of watching this. Zero. Mortal Kombat movie I couldn't give crap about.
We just lost every subscriber.
And then I saw that trailer.
All right, you
There we go.
And then I was like, okay, I got to watch that. Like, if we're just talking about a trailer, to take somebody like me to flip me I was determined. When you said, "Oh, we got to do Mortal Kombat trailer," I'm like, "Oh God, really?" But they flipped me. Like, I literally go, "Okay, I'll watch this." Yeah, and I want to watch it in a movie theater. So that shows you that it's a really good trailer. There's a couple things I would have cut. That whole line about prophesizing a tournament. Like, what I expected them to dust off a coin that they find in the sand and put it in a slot in the wall and like, that was a stupid line. But they're obviously they had to go to the game. But that trailer flipped me, changed me. The guy turns the blood into the splattering of the blood turns into a sword.
It's not as hard as you think. It's not as hard as you think.
Speaking from experience.
As far as trailers goes, that trailer did the job, and we'll talk about the production stuff later. But that trailer did it for me.
I personally, this is not a movie that I typically would really be into at a theater. Definitely, at home, want to do that kind of thing, but. Makad Brooks, who plays Jax, is a very, very good friend of mine. And he's an amazing guy. And when I saw he got cast in this, I'm like, all right, I don't care. I don't care if it's straight to video. I'm going to see it because he's in it. And, he's an accomplished actor. One of the things I like about this is they've taken this, you know how it is a lot of times, video game movies, they don't have a very good history. But I think this is the kind of thing with the visuals, and these are beloved characters, which is, I'll get to another point on that, is I think it's got a really good shot at doing really, really well because it's such a genre specific movie. And Makad, again, accomplished actor, but there's not a huge number of big names in this. So you immediately you glom onto the character and not like, oh, that's Keanu Reeves is playing that, or it's that act. Oh, they got Chris Pratt or whoever. It's like you're into like everybody. While we're watching that, Drew's over there just naming off all the characters because you know them so well, and I think that's a good idea that they didn't stunt cast this and try to do something too much. And as an actor, it's the best because you love to be able to slip into a character and have people forget that it's you, and so that and all the cool visuals. I think this looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, that movie's pretty epic looking. I mean, I always loved playing Mortal Kombat. If I went to the arcade, this movie looks really cool. Ludi Lin. He was in that live action Power Rangers movie that they did. And then on Black Mirror, when they did that Street Fighter-esque episode, he was also one of the fighters. And so he's a really big martial artist. So I thought that was cool to see that he was in this movie. But just to write around, I think everything from the costumes to the lighting to the color to the design, everything visually was just so beautiful and epic, and all the blood. I mean, yeah, I want to see this movie.
Definitely had some Kurosawa nods with the it's almost like the theatrical gore, and the especially when PJ was talking about the blood, then it turns a knife. It's like, are you kidding me?
It's so good.
It was sick.
I'm so excited. I think I feel Drew's nerdy energy, and I'm so in it because I am also nerding hard for this trailer. Okay, so we start with Sub-Zero, and he's freezing the bullet, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool, that's dope. And then we have a fatality where he freezes your arms, Jax, and then they blow off. Okay, that's amazing. I'm so happy about this because I'm like, great, Jax. And now we have an explanation as to why he has mechanical arms. I'm so in it. It's great. So they're using fatalities as story points or plot lines, and I'm like, chef's kiss, that's beautiful. And then we have Scorpion's background as well, and it's just kind of this unassuming, I think, Japanese town or something, and he just picks up he makes a weapon and is now Scorpion, and it's iconic. I'm like, oh yes. And then we have all of the I guess the cameos of Melina, Kitana, Sonya. I'm interested in this Cole character because it almost looks like a Johnny Cage, because he's a UFC fighter and he's obviously a cage fighter, and I'm like, So you're not doing Johnny Cage, you're doing Cole, and is it because that he's maybe less self-involved than Johnny Cage is? Like, where is this going? I'm interested to see this character because he's new. But oh my god, I'm so down for this movie. Everything about this looked amazing. The whole Sub-Zero sequence with Scorpion and the get over here. I'm like, oh my god, it's so nerdy. Like, I'm just loving it. I'm all for this. I want it now. You can just shut up and take my money. Just, yeah, I'm good. Let's go.
I'll second that.
Yeah.
The Irish love a good beatdown movie, don't they?
Yeah. Listen, couple of drinks.
Yeah.
It's just a regular Saturday night here. We
Pretty
just want
Exactly.
just like it visualized.
Yeah, this hits me right in the nerd feels, man.
Right?
It's gory as all get out. It's got badass fighting and terrible fucking dialogue. So
Yeah.
It's it. And the only thing it's missing, this trailer's missing, is the 90s techno music Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
That's it. This trailer has everything else. And I agree with you, Pagan. I have no idea who this Cole Young, is that his name?
Yeah,
Cole
Cole
Young,
Young.
yeah.
I guess he's like a new guy, a new character, or maybe they're going to weave him in to, like you said, be Johnny Cage, or does he take over the Scorpion mantle? Because those characters kind of resurrect, become like Sub-Zero's kind of immortal. I don't know. I'm totally glad this is coming out on HBO Max because I'm totally not watching this sober. I'm gonna want lots of popcorn. I'm gonna skip the movies. I'm gonna watch this on Sunday, and when it's over, I'm gonna play Mortal Kombat on a PS5. That's it.
I'm gonna do the same, except when it's over, I'm gonna go back and watch the '95 Mortal Kombat with Christopher Lambert. Just for shits and giggles. But I'm so excited about this. But they also, towards the end, I don't know if you also caught this, Paul. I'm not sure if you're familiar. The theme, the Mortal Kombat theme tune at the end of the trailer. It's just like this subtle hint, and it's like slowed down, and I'm like, just a little bit.
Can I make a prediction? Paul and PJ are just could not be
They're
more
out? Yeah.
disinterested. That's my call. Ready?
I was gonna.
Here we go. And I put my money down on that. Paul, what did you think?
I, unlike PJ, am not going to redeem myself, and I would like to pass. on watching the film.
You can all Venmo me
and talking about the trailer. So
wow, it's a hard pass.
Sorry.
Wow. That's a double thumbs down.
There was nothing about the trailer that you liked?
No, I will say there were some nice special effects.
Okay.
Wow.
That's something.
Paul's not easily impressed.
But he's a cinephile. He's a cinephile. You know, the thing. Here's the thing. When I saw that trailer, and like I told you, it flipped me. Like, okay, I'll watch this. So I immediately went and did some looking up on this because I thought, wow, this is so good. They must have put some big people behind this. This is, they really went nuts. They didn't. So I'm confused. And I wonder how these kind of movies get made and the people get assigned to it. So the director, Simon McQuaid, he's never directed another movie before.
Whoa.
This is his first movie. He made television commercials.
Wow.
And then Greg Russo, the writer, he's got one other credit. And they brought the writer from Wonder Woman, the lousy one, the 1984, brought him on. So that scared me. So then I'm like, wow, and this movie's been in development since 2010. And it was based on a director's, I can't remember the guy's name. It was Kevin Takaronian I'm butchering his name. But he did an 8-minute Mortal Kombat short that was supposed to like reinvent the world, and he sold it to Warner Brothers, and he was signed on to do it, and then he left, and then the producer that was signed on, they left, and it was originally supposed to be done, I think, in 2012 for a budget of $50 million. That it just kept getting pushed, and then McQuad came on in 2016 to do this, and then when they finished, it's been in post-production for a year. It's still in post-production technically. And I'm like, okay, did they build? I after I did my research, then I got worried. But I look at that trailer and I'm like, shit, it'll look good. But the people behind it don't have those crazy cool credits. And I'm like, how did that guy get tapped to take on a franchise like Mortal Kombat had $50-60 million thrown at him, and he came in with a commercial reel and a couple Clios.
Maybe he drew the short. Maybe he drew the short.
He's got to be
straw.
good in pitch meetings. Yeah.
No, he
might be the other side of it.
There were 5 people like, we really don't want to do this. Well, just somebody has to do it. So this is not my this is not up my alley. This type of movie could be cool. And I have a good friend in it, so I'll see it to see him and support him. But that being said, this is not my kind of movie. Now, Cooper plays Mortal Kombat religiously, so he'll want to see it, and I'll go with him because I'll go see anything with him. But it's like this is one of those things where I feel like, yeah, I get the movie. I saw it in the trailer. The trailer probably pretty much told me, like, I did, got the backstory on some of those things. I'm like, yeah, that's great. Had some blood, yeah. But the problem I'm going to see is if I have to sit for 2 hours and watch, like, bad dialogue and just bad. It's like, this is the kind of movie you could walk out on. Go, you know what? I'd rather have COVID and go somewhere, than be in this theater.
But what if the movie's as good as the trailer, though? Is it ever?
Is the trailer that good?
Nobody's going to be.
I got to be honest with you. I'm leaning toward with Paul. I have a friend.
I don't know. I thought that trailer was a good trailer.
Yeah,
True. Did you not think that was a good trailer?
I do. And here's what I think it did expertly well. It slows down to give us full combat sequences versus fast cut random sequences kind of stitched together.
Yeah.
By giving us those longer combat moments and longer shots, it lets us have a second to establish the setting and appreciate like the cool fighting moments. So like when you see Sub-Zero standing off against Scorpion, you kind of, there's a moment there where you can understand the setting, and then you see the action, and then it all makes sense because you understand where everybody is standing and how it all works together. I don't know. And then there's the cool wow factor, right? Throwing a guy through an ice wall, the freezing of the bullets and breaking of arms. You see the fatalities. You see the fire dragon from Liu Kang. It gives, if you're a Mortal Kombat fan, this trailer was tits.
It's a movie you wanted.
It's awesome. Exactly.
I think the same for the movie. I think if you're a Mortal Kombat fan from the games, this movie's going to hit every button.
Here's my question. If you are a fan of the game and you love these characters, and I've watched Cooper play this, I mean, the characters, how does a movie reconcile the idea that there's no respawn button? Like, they kill, like if one of your fans, like, oh, I love him, and then he gets his head chopped off, you're like, so I guess he's not in the movie anymore, or he's certainly not in the sequel. So, like, how does that? How can a movie reconcile that with fans when so many people are just going to get killed and maimed? It might be one of your favorite characters.
I think, and here's the reason why it's my personal opinion, why a lot of video games don't work, but movies don't work, and they've changed it now. So you have the video game play, and people want to think that should be the movie. But really, the movie should just be the story and the respawning stuff. You can't even include that. They make a game from it. Mortal Kombat didn't have a backstory when they made the video game. Now what they're doing in anticipation that this video game is successful and gets made into a movie, they write this entire universe first, which then they go and use them. So I've been hired twice now by gaming companies to write out the universe and do the entire world building. And then from that, they make a video game on top of it. So whatever becomes a movie, they go back to this whole world with shit that's not even in the video game. So I think that the problem with Mortal Kombat might be that it's an older style game. You have to make the world. And that's what the guy did in 2010 with that 8-minute short. He did a reimagining and he built the world. So that's where this movie is based on. So that's the interesting part I'd like to take a peek at. Look at that 8-minute short that reimagined what Mortal Kombat was, and they made a movie off that, not the video game.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Haven't played the video game in a very long time.
We have it at the studio, don't we?
We do. I thought that there was a story to this video game. It was that there is basically a whole bunch of realms, and they're all like, so somebody has claimed the title of everything, and all the other realms are like, I don't think I like this. So I'm going to go and claim the title of everything. And in order to defeat that, you need to go and defeat the other realms. And each realm is, I guess, helmed by either a champion or a series of champions. And Earth doesn't want anything to do with this, but they are going to be attacked either way. And that's why Raiden comes into Earth and forms, like, I guess, a league of the best champions on Earth. Sonya, Liu Kang, etc. And you're basically just trying to defeat the other realms so that Earth can be safe, but all the other realms want to own everything.
Is that in the video game? Is that in the first video game, or is that from the movies?
Yeah.
No, that's in the video games.
The first video game lays out that rough foundation.
It's not
the
fleshed
other
out in any way.
games, there's been, like, I don't even know how many other
There's a
Mortal
lot.
Kombat. 6?
So
Maybe
many,
more.
yeah.
They've sort of built out the story quite a bit more.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
So there's a lot more backstory to each character, especially the later games. They kind of build out what the story would be for that realm as well, like, and how that character ties into the realm and what the hierarchy is. Yeah, I mean, I think it's there, but I agree with you, PJ. I think the movie's gonna deviate a little bit and kind of create its own world that more cinematic versus game lore.
Do you think the red band is going to hurt it? I mean, the young kids that can't watch it, or they don't care because it's going to HBO Max and kids will watch it anyways?
Probably.
Yeah.
I think both, but also
Yeah.
I think that kids nowadays, like, I feel like this will really sit well with people who are a fan of the original games.
Some of you guys this is going to gloss over you, Paul, but, like, I think Reptile we see at the end with Kano,
Yes.
Melina.
Yes.
It looks like Smoke is in I don't know. It looked like Baraka, like a tiny Baraka, maybe.
Didn't see that.
So I think it's going to be really cool. Like, again, I think the nerds are going to really dig this. The only thing that will make or break this movie for me is if it doesn't have some dude's spine being ripped out in a fatality.
Yes.
If that doesn't
Yes.
happen, I feel like we've missed the boat.
Or falling on spikes.
Yes.
That'll happen. Something yeah. I think Paul and I would probably enjoy this movie if we saw it in subtitles. So it would feel like a artsy foreign film, and we wouldn't have to hear that kind of. And personally, Mortal Kombat, I would rather see Shaq Fu, the movie. I think.
What? Oh
No.
my gosh.
But yes.
I only have one question. Why is my head bigger than everybody else's in the frame?
Because your head is bigger than everyone else's.
You have a giant.
I have a small head.
Yeah.
This is
No.
You could put Steph's head 5 times into mine.
probably.
I think it's because you made your picture bigger because you're vain.
That's it.
Oh.
Yes.
True.
I'll change it in post.
Thank
You know, sometimes I look at myself on this camera and I feel like I'm like the puppet the ventriloquist uses when he's put into the box. It's like a refrigerator, the lights on, and I'm alive in here. And then when the door opens, it'd be like,
like Toy Story, maybe.
Yeah.
and then it closes, and I'm like, oh.
You kind of
God,
look
I
like you're in a
just-
Nutcracker box. Kind of. Just a little bit.
It's really
Story.
creepy. It's like super creepy.
Wow, you know what? Thank you. What's creepy about it?
Brian Johnson in a box.
The lighting, the color.
There we go.
So pulls
Have
the
we said
curtain back.
everything?
He pulls the curtain back, and there's somebody in a cage back there.
I think it'd be funny if we just this came by and it's just McGonagall,
Yes.
and then it just goes back, and I'm like, what? What are you guys laughing at? You're like, behind you. I'm like, nothing behind me. And then I move the curtain, and there's nothing there.
Oh, nice.
So he's a ghost?
Horrifying.
No,
He's
he's
just fast.
stealthy.
He's just
All right, that's Mortal Kombat. Meh for me. Meh for Paul. But Makad Brooks is a phenomenal guy, and I'm going to see it at some point. You guys just tell me about it.
I think we should play this. I think we should play Mortal Kombat in honor
I
of the
think we
movie.
should.
on Retro Replay.
Yeah.
Yes,
do
You
it.
know what? All right, but I may have to bring my son on. Cooper will have to come play with me because he's pretty good at it. I'm terrible.
Yeah, that'll be fun to watch.
I'm terrible too, so it's okay.
Why does everybody want to see me get beat all the time?
I mean, it's kind of fun.
And what did you want to hear there?
We like to watch you.
It's
We like to watch
pretty
you cry.
funny content.
Would it be funny if my camera fell down and you realized I've been sitting on a toilet in a padded room the whole time?
It's just your
Decided,
iPad.
yeah, I'm really excited to see this movie. I think it's going to be really good.
Anybody watches this and then goes and sees any of all those numerous TV shows you voice, they'll have that vision in their head of you doing a voice from inside that booth.
Yeah.
Home
Hey,
studio,
kids,
right.
count with me. Yeah, definitely got to expand it. I'm getting
That's how he gets all those good efforts takes for
Pretty much.
voiceover.
pretty much. This is it for now.
All right, guys.
I'll redesign the studio at some point and not creep everybody out. Until then, from the coffin, here in Studio 1AA. Let's go to the film. What? Thanks for joining us today on Trailer Talk. Thanks to Steph, Pagan, Paul, PJ, and both Drews that showed up today. We will see you next time. And I may or may not be breathing because I think I'm running out of oxygen. Thanks for watching / listening. Guys, if you want us to talk about a movie or a game or any kind of TV trailer, just let us know in the comments below. Also, if you're into what we're doing, please subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to support the channel, you can do so by using the join button below. Don't be afraid. Click it.